motherfuckers. So I've been told that my video that I made of continuing on the story from after I'd escaped and the 4 months that happened whilst I was out, the sound is really shit. So I'll try again. I'll film it again now, I guess. See if I can retell the story without leaving some bits out. I probably left some out last time, so who knows, this one could be better. So lucky you. Anyway, so in the last video I explained about how I just escaped from Long Bay. Jumped on a bus with my tiny little $10 note that was folded up the size of a fucking fly, a stamp, sorry. And I caught the bus to Bondi Junction, walked down to Northcote. I had a bit of a situation there with the police, and and I had hightailed it out of there, and I waited till about 7 p.m. for a friend that I used to work with to get home in the city. I lived in the city straight opposite the Central Station, and yeah, that's where I went. I mean, when you've escaped, you can't go to see anyone that you know. You know what I mean? Obviously family, friends, anyone that's on your phone list in jail, anyone whatsoever, the police or any of your friends or family members that the police are going to go and question are going to suggest, you know what I mean? So any of your friends or family, they'll think of fucking every single option. Do you know what I mean? Because the cops are fucking all over them. The cops are harassing the fuck out of them, following them. You know what I mean? Like they've got fucking bugs in the house. Who knows? Depending on how serious, you know, they're looking for you. I mean, if for me, they were looking for me pretty hard, so they how do I fix it? So they, you know, followed my friend, the lady, around for about a month. I think they followed her around for. They had a car bug, had a house bug, you know, so depending on how badly they want it, but yeah, like I was saying, they're going to ask every single person you know, and they're going to put fucking huge pressure on them to tell them where you are, you know, and they're going to think of anything, any little option to you know, try and help the police. Not because they're dogs or, you know, whatever. I mean, none of my family were criminals. You know, I haven't seen any of them since I was 14, so, you know, it's not really a big deal to me, the family side of it. But any of your friends and stuff like that, you know, they don't want to be dealing with police fucking knocking on their door every day and waking them up and following them and carrying on. So, you know, they end up, and the cops are saying, we just want to help him and all that shit, you know, so they end up just telling them. You can't blame them for it. Most straight people don't have the whole stupid fucking mentality that most criminally minded people have. I mean, it's all different now. People used to carry on about, oh, he's a fucking dog, he's a fucking boneyard, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Most of that, all that bullshit is all fucking bullshit. You know? There's some cunt in jail when he's on the view and he's a rapist, that's okay, bro. He's on the view, it's fine. But then as soon as he fucking doesn't give someone puke for the day, fucking rapist, fucking dog, fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's so fucking two-faced, and just all of that bullshit is gone nowadays. It's all just young cunts and memes. Anyway, regardless of all that shit, so let me finish this fucking story off. So I got out, waited for my mate to get home. He actually worked at a place where I used to work, that's how I knew him. Oh, fuck me, I've driven too far. So got to his place, told him what had happened. You know, he told his missus that we were just fighting, me and my missus were fighting, and I need to stay there for a couple of days. No, he's a magnet, this guy. He's just a full nerd. Like, you know, we were in sales together when I was working. sent an email to my ex now. A coded email, because I mean, who knows whether the fucking emails were being monitored, more than likely. So yeah, sent her that, and because I mean, for me, all I wanted to do was, the reason I escaped was to try and fucking stay with her, like, to remain in the relationship. I mean, for me, like a lot of people that have been through the situations I've been through growing up, been on your own since you're 14, no family influence, I'd say. Like, my mum was a single mum, bringing up the kids on her own, so there was no father figure, whatever. So I mean, you don't get exposed to all the normal things that most people get exposed to. I'm talking about like relationships, how to handle them, breakups, except just fucking shit like that. So for me, there was no normal. Like it just wasn't. For me, when she came into my life, for someone to believe in me the way she did, I'll tell the story about her and how I met her and all that sort of stuff at another day. But for me, to have someone like that, you want to hang on to it at all costs. Do you know what I mean? Sorry about this. I can see it's really bad. I'm coming onto a tunnel here in a minute. So you want to hang on. Sorry about it. It's just so hot. I'm trying to keep the aircon off so it's not bugging you. So you want to hang on to that at all costs. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I went and did all the fucking armed robberies. We had a little disagreement, whatever. This has been together for maybe 2.5, 3 years at this stage. Something like that. And had a little disagreement, whatever. I went and fucking got on the gear and got smashed, because that's what you do. You fucking go back to what you know. You know what I mean? How to deal with these things. And for me, that was drugs and drugs. I mean, heroin in particular. So, yeah, a friend of mine had told me about this robbery about this guy that wanted to rob this place and fucking he wanted someone to help him get a car, blah, blah, all this shit. And so as soon as I had the gear, I went to fucking see that bloke and say, come on then, fucking let's go and do that, I'll get money. So, I don't know, it's probably not the best explanation of it, so yeah, I guess disregard all that shit. I'll go into all that at another fucking time, but for me, I just wanted to fucking maintain it at any cost, basically, so including escaping. I mean, I had a plan to get passports, get 25,000 together, go to Brazil. I saw her about a month later and told her my plan. She said, yeah, okay, I'll come with you. She goes, actually she didn't say that on the night. She said, let me think about it. Give me a couple of days. So I ended up seeing her a day or two later, and she said, to my surprise, yeah, sweet, I'll come with you. I'm like, fucking great. Alright, so give me about a month or so, and I'll get the money together, etc. And bang, I'll fucking let you know when I'm going. You can meet me there, whatever. She's like, yeah. So now when you escape, you can't go see anybody, like I said, that you know, right? So I went to stay at my friend's place for a few nights. The guy lived across the road from Central Station. Trying to minimise going out as much as you can, but geez, that sounds terrible. But also, I mean, you've got to go out and get money. You don't want to be acting suspicious because his girlfriend didn't know what was going on. So I stayed only there for about 4 or 5 days, and thinking of places where you can. From there, I ended up going to stay in this like half hotel, half club nightclub sort of thing. It was like a nightclub, had rooms upstairs, and I knew the owner there, and yeah, he gave me a room. I stayed there for probably 3 weeks until I saw that the girl, and she had told me that, and yeah, just coincidentally that I think it was the night after I'd seen her. So when you're using heroin and you don't really know anybody to get from, you have to go and find, you know, I mean, you go to red hot fucking places, like you might go to the Cross. This was back then. I mean, now it's fucking dead, there's nothing there, but oh shit, I missed the turn off again. So yeah, the guy that I was seeing that was at Northport, that Russian fella, he had left, so he wasn't doing from there anymore. And illegal U-turn. So yeah, there was this old fella that some people would remember this. You know, I mean, it's fucking 17 years ago now, but still a lot of people from around that area would remember this guy. So there was this old fella that lived in Northcliffe building. He was like on the first or second level, and his whole thing every day would be, you know, people would go and see him. He knew where to get on, and everyone else didn't. So people would go and see him, ask him to get on for him. You know, he'd go and get on for 4 or 5 people, whatever, get himself, whatever he got himself, and that was his little earn for the day. So anyway, I'm around at this fucking house. It's the day after I think I've seen her, and there's this. I'm just sitting there waiting for him. He's gone somewhere, whatever. I'm waiting for him to get back. And this girl turns up, her name's Melissa. So she turns up and she's waiting for the same thing. She's sitting there waiting, and her bloke turns up. His name was Nathan. So I didn't even know these 2 people. So anyway, when Nathan got there, we started talking, and you know, it seemed like a fucking cool gun. So after old matey came back and we got what we needed, you know, he goes, "Oh, bro, you want to come back to my joint?" This and that. I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" So I left with him, and you know, as we left, we were walking. I told him the story. I told him, you know, that I was an escapee, etc. He's like, "Yeah, bro, fuck, I don't give a fuck." He's an Aussie fella. His name was Nathan. Like I said, Chef Nathan. They used to call him. A lot of people know him. I used to know him. He actually passed away while I was in custody from an overdose. Fucking tragedy, mate. He's such a good guy. He's I think it his girl. This is pretty hard. She's still around. You know what's surprising? Of all the people, sorry. Of all the people I knew before I went to jail, right? So when I eventually got arrested, everyone that was in my life before that, I haven't seen any of them since. I mean, family, they weren't really in my life. I mean, I've texted them and shit since, but haven't physically seen them. Yeah, I can't think of one person that I knew before I escaped that is in my life. Fuck. Sorry about that. That is in my life now. Sorry about that little interruption. I know the fucking sun's annoying as fuck. It just fucking is what it is. Getting the GoPro, it's on the way. So yeah, like I was saying, somewhere whilst on the run quite large, which is ironic, I guess. But yeah. So I met Melissa first, Nathan. So I'm walking with Nathan back to his place, told him what happened. He lived over at Ultimo. It's probably about a 15-20 minute walk. You walk down through Chinatown, Darling Harbour. So yeah, got back to his place and he cooked dinner or whatever. Turns out I ended up staying there for probably 2 months, bro. This guy was just a fucking mad cunt. Like, he's such a generous guy, let me stay there. After about 2 months, I ended up moving upstairs. There was an old fella lived upstairs, Stuart. Shout out to Stuart and Mick. No doubt they'll be watching this. They, yeah, I ended up moving in with him after about 2 months. Just as I was just getting a bit red hot. I mean, Nathan downstairs was, selling some mice and gear and, fucking whatever. There's always people coming and going, and for my situation, it was just a little bit red hot. So yeah, I ended up going and staying upstairs. During that 3 months I was at Nathan's place, I mean, sorry, the only way you can survive when you're on the run, unless you've got friends or rich family that the cops don't know about, or whatever, that are going to give you money, you've got to survive by doing crime, I guess. Do you know what I mean? And I was already wanted for 10 armed robbery, so what's the fucking point? Do you know what I mean? So I was just walking into the city. So I was staying at Ultimo. I'll just walk down through fucking Darling Harbour, through Chinatown. I mean, anyone that knows Sydney, from Chinatown, you pretty much got the whole of the city. And I was just robbing like pubs, like any of the little pokey rooms in the pubs, the little pokey cashier. They'd always have a float of minimum of 5 to 10,000, and it was always just some young girl or a young guy working there, and I was just going in with a hat and sunnies on like this. So I mean, I could go in there and sit there and just wait for the right time, and then I could just you just fucking pull it out and just do what you got to do. You don't need to fucking carry on and yell and fucking scream. Not that it's good to be doing it at all, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I've done them. I've robbed a pub where it was fucking full and nobody even knew what I was doing. So yeah. It's just a matter of trying to. For me, it was just a matter of feeling it out, I guess. I never got confronted. Luckily, I never had any fucking public heroes. Luckily for me, I never had to use any, violence or any of that sort of shit in any of my robberies. I guess that helped me in sentencing. But yeah, so I'd walk down from Ultimo, quickly rob a pub, whatever, fucking go home, walk home usually, and fucking shout at everybody. Usually I'd owe Nathan some money because he had been shouting at me for a few days, whatever. So and then we'd go play pokies or whatever. Like, you're so fucking bored. You just, I mean, you get your money easy. It's not easy because you end up costing you so many fucking years later on. But you don't respect the money whatsoever. You don't appreciate it. So you just fucking blow it. So you go rob somewhere, get yourself sweet, whatever, for fucking shit, gear, buy whatever, and then fucking just go blow the rest in the pokies that night, bang, have to go again and do another one the next day. It's just fucking how it was. So actually, when I'm next in Sydney, maybe in a couple of weeks, I might actually do a walkthrough video. There was one time when I went down to Chinatown, and I tried to I went to actually rob this. I've been charged with all these, so it doesn't really matter. Anyone that knows Chinatown, I think it's a Mountbatten Hotel was on the corner. I went and robbed that first. The fucking bitch, this young girl, she was like, she freaked out. She just sort of like froze, and I'm like, and the manager came and opened the door and looked down and goes, "Evelyn right here?" I'm like, "Yeah, mate, Evelyn's right." And just fucking walked outside. Obviously, didn't get nothing from there. So yeah, then I walked down There's like this Irish pub, probably like a 3-minute walk from there. Went in there, and there was another fucking situation there. Funny thing I'll show you is when I do the walkthrough, I'll show you what happened. So then I ended up having to walk from there. I walked up to the Angel Hotel. I think it's in George Street, I can't remember. I should also show, I'll do that walkthrough video as well. And I ended up getting 10,000 from there, so yeah, then I ended up walking home. But you know, I mean, yeah, so that's what I was doing while I was out. Like, what else can you do? You know what I mean? Anyway, so she told me that. Now, this is where I really fucked up, because I didn't know what, I mean, I knew what ice was. I'd never had it. Do you know what I mean? I'd never had it before. So she told me all this stuff. 2 days later, I'm hanging out with this Nathan staying at his place, right? I think it was the second night I stayed there or whatever. Anyway, he ended up offering me some ice, and then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'd never had it before. Had some, I'm like, fuck. You know what I did, bro? What do I do? This is how fucked up that ice shit is, bro, and how crazy it makes you fucking think. What do? I start texting and messaging the fucking woman. She's obviously still being followed, and the cops have still got her phone bug. She must have got fucking hammered for it, you know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, basically, I fucked up that. Any chance of her coming to fucking want to do that. Yeah, so after I fucked that up, I ended up seeing her a couple of days before I got arrested. It was probably her that told him where I was, because, you know, and I didn't give a fuck at that point. You know, I went and sat with her for about 3 hours or some shit. And I had some fucking ice before I went to see her that night. And, you know, I don't ever remember what we talked about. I remember just sitting on the fucking oval. She had a cricket field out the back of her unit. It was like 2 in the morning or something when I got there. Went and sat out on the oval with her for like 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, and just talked, probably just talked shit because I was on the fucking ice. So I can't even remember exactly what was said, but yeah, that was the last time I saw her. But so 2 days later, I was downstairs at Nathan's house. This is in about the 4th month. So I'd been living upstairs at Stuart's place now. Sorry, I know it's a little bit jumpy around this video, and I know it's a little bit fucking all over the place, but the last month I'd been staying at Stuart's. This was just before the arrest. So this is in February. I escaped, I think it was 1st of November. It was Melbourne Cup Day. Melbourne Cup Day 2004, I'm pretty sure. Because all the boys were screwing because they all got fucking locked down. That long day. My bad, boys. So yeah, this I think it's about the 28th of Feb or something like that. So I'm downstairs at Nathan's. Nathan lives on the 2nd floor. Sorry about the fucking sun again. So Nathan lives on the 2nd floor, and he's got these windows. They sort of open out like that, you know. I see this guy walking down the street. Now, where he lives at Ultimo, it's a pretty quiet area, and it's like a little lane. So if you see, you know, you get used to seeing the people that are around there. You see if someone walks down the lane that looks out of place, you know that they look out of place. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know what a fucking cop looks like. Anybody that fucking knows, doesn't matter how fucking good of an undercover they think they are, bro. They just stand out. If they've been in an anyway. So I look out the window. I see this guy walking down the street. I'm like, he looks a bit fucking weird. So I've poked my head out the window, and you can see down to the door where they've got to get buzzed in. And I look down at the door, and there's 2 police officers there with their vests on and their fucking Glocks drawn, like down by their side, and they're both up against the wall, sort of like that. And he's sort of like walking over. So I just quietly opened the front door. I ran in and said to Nathan, the fucking cops are here. Ran upstairs, looked over the back balcony, because there's a back balcony, you can look down to the laundry and shit. So I looked over the back, and sure enough, there's like a couple of TRG guys sitting out, I don't know what you call them, in New South, TRG, fucking whatever. So there's one like down crouched behind the laundry, the helmet, belly on, all that bullshit. There's another one around the side of the laundry, and there's another two downstairs at this door as well. They didn't see me, right? So I've fucking gone into Stuart. He's up on the third floor. He lives on the third floor. I've gone in, and I said, Stuart, the whole fucking place is surrounded, bro. The cops are here. He's like, you're paranoid. He was on his computer, right? So Stu loves his computer, mate. He collects old vintage car photos, you know, like very, very thoroughly, mind you. He must have 10 to 12,000 of them, pre-war, post-war. He's got them all categorised, like that's his hobby, right? So he was doing that at the time. I've come in, I said, mate, the cops are here, they're fucking surrounded. He's like, yeah, paranoid. I want to go have a look. He's like, I'll go have a look. Yeah, I didn't see him again. So I found out later that what happened was they took him down. He walked downstairs and he got to the front door, and they've grabbed him. But what a fucking sick cunt. They asked him, is anyone upstairs? He said, no, there's nobody there. I'm here by myself. What a fucking mad cunt. Even though they already knew. Anyway, so I'm not sure what happened after that, but that's what was in his statement. So I immediately, after about 10 minutes, I hear fucking on the microphone, they're on the microphone, yelling out my name, Michael White, fuck, come out. I ring the fucking girl and I tell her I'm fucking surrounded. She's like, give yourself up, just go out. I'm like, fuck off, fuck them, tell her, fucking they can come in and shoot me, rah, rah. At the time, that's what you think, bro. Like, you know, I'm not looking for sympathy, whatever. That's just what you fucking think at the time. So, yeah, hung the phone up. So, you know, they come up, I hear dogs barking at the front door, they start bashing on the door after I hadn't answered them for maybe 10-15 minutes. And then I finally go up to the front door and I kick it and I'm like, fuck off! And they're like, I don't know what they must have thought, but they must have looked at each other and thought, alright, he's answered now, we know he's there. They already knew I was there, but whatever. So, they've start ringing the phone, right? Start ringing. I answer the phone. Of course, it's a fucking police negotiator. He's like, you know, usual bullshit, whatever he said. Oh, you know, we're fucking here to help you. We want to end this peacefully, blah, 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 whatever fucking bullshit. I said, I want to talk to the girl. I said, and I give him her name. I said, next time the phone rings, it better be her. I'm trying to think of one that. Anyway, bang, hang the phone up. So, he rings straight back. I answer it. I say the girl's name. The cop talks, and bang, I hang the phone up. He rings straight back. This goes on maybe 2 times, whatever. Third time I answer, I say, I fucking told ya. And anyway, so like I hang the phone up. This game goes on for maybe an hour or 2, whatever. I can't even remember the time frames exactly. But after I did end up speaking to him at some point, and I must have been talking to him for maybe half an hour or something like that. And you know, I had no cigarettes and stuff in there, and he's like, "Oh, how about I come up there now and I'll, you know, we can sit out here and have a cigarette together. I've got a full packet here in my pocket." And he's talking like, I'm walking up the stairs now. Come on, I'll come at the door. And he's fucking talking like I'm just like, yeah, alright, no worries, but I'll come out for a cigarette. I said to him, bro, I said, you stupid motherfucker. I said, you better not fucking ring back here, can't you think I'm coming out there for a fucking cigarette? Fucking in your dreams, fucking row, whatever the fuck I said, right? Carried on, bang. I said, you better not fucking hang up, you better not ring me again, whatever. Boom, hang the phone up. He didn't actually call me back. I never spoke to him again, which was good, I guess. But so my what I was saying to them was, fucking come in I mean, there was only one way in this flat. Like, we're on the 3rd floor. The only way in is the front door. There's no other doors to the flat. And all the windows, like I said before, they open out like that, you know? So, and they've all got fly screens on them. It was very, very hard for the police to get in. The only way they could come in is through the front door. And they think that I'm sitting there with a 38 and a 45, which is what I told them I had. And, you know, so they're thinking, all right, well, he's sitting right there at the front door. We can't, like, as soon as they open the front door, boom, 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 they're going to be thinking that, you know, they can obviously fucking shoot me and kill me, but they don't know what's going to happen initially when they open the front door. Anyway, so it was kind of like very tricky for them. They couldn't even really get a camera in because, you know, they have these big long pole cameras, but, you know, they have to be able to, like, because of the fly screens, they couldn't really, you know, they couldn't get the camera in, if you understand what I'm saying. They had to try and, like, smash the fly screen. Yeah, it was just fucking very hard for them. So I ended up talking to a second negotiator, and I went through 3 altogether, but the second one I must have talked to her for a fucking good 10 hours or some shit. I remember just telling her, like, I don't remember exactly what was said or any of the conversation because my memory is just shit like that, but I remember you know, telling her basically the whole fucking story, you know, of what had happened basically from the time I made that fucking woman until that arrest. I mean, in my head it all revolved around my obsession with her. I know this now, and it wasn't really an obsession, but it was like when you're got an addictive personality and you've got a drug addiction, what I used to do is swap that addiction for something else. So, you know, I've done it before with religion. Religion became my drug, like that was like my addiction, and then this woman became my addiction, and she was it's kind of like I traded it. So yeah, I don't know, that's how I felt, and I would have done anything to fucking maintain the way she made me feel. Do you know what I mean? So that's what was so hard for me, and that's why I went to these stupid fucking extreme lengths and cost myself whatever the fuck, however many fucking years it cost me, half my fucking life. Yeah. So yeah, I told her all that shit, right? It must have been like 12 hours, and like at night when they've when it's come night time, they put these big spotlights like right out the front of the unit. They had to evacuate the unit, and they put these big spotlights on. Fuck, bro, it was like brighter than fucking daylight in the unit. Like they had them on obviously all night. You know, and they're on their fucking thing. People can Google it. Google Michael Rodney White Seige Ultimo in Sydney. You'll see the story, whatever. At one point, it's actually funny. At one point, not long after that, negotiator tried to come up with a cigarette. One of them ended up giving me one, and I don't know who told him to do this, but one of the, I'm just going to call them TRG guys, because I don't know what the fuck, Tactical Response Group, that's what we've called them in New South Wales. I don't know, it could be SWAT team in America, whatever. So I think it was the second negotiating lady, and she goes, oh, the guy, if you go to the window, the guy will give you a cigarette. So he had this smoke on a fucking camera that he had put on with blue tack, and he had put the cigarette on the end of the camera, and he was like pulled it out, so I had to reach out and grab it, and I actually thought that they were going to shoot me as I reached out to grab the cigarette, but I mean, if they did, they did, but they didn't, obviously. And yeah, as I grabbed the cigarette, the cunt in this big tough cunt in his balaclava and helmet and machine gun, I grabbed the smoke, and he goes, Now come out, you fucking cunt. I said, why don't you come in, you fucking weak cunt? And slammed the screen shut. That was so fucking funny, bro. I remember when I got to Silverwater and I didn't know that they had like heat cameras and shit on me. Anyway, so got the cigarette. Another thing that happened during that 30 hours was this was the third negotiator now when this happened. So he goes, oh, I've got a because all I wanted to do was speak to this woman, right? And they wouldn't let me do it. She probably could have talked me out and came out had I gotten to speak to her, but yeah, they wouldn't let me do it. So anyway, he goes, oh, I've got a recording here for her. It's on a little whatever the fuck it was, like a little recording thing. He goes, if you throw one of the guns out for me, I'll play it for you. I'm like, nah, fucking, you won't play it. Play it first and I'll throw one out. He's like, nah. This went on for about 5 minutes. Anyway, he goes, alright, I'll play it and then throw one out. I said, righto. And he plays like maybe 3 or 4 seconds of it, right? I'm like, and he stops. He goes, now throw one of the guns out and I'll play the rest of it. I'm like, what the fuck? I said, you just fucking told me you were going to play it, and I said I'll throw one out, right? I said, you're going on about how this is fucking so much trust. I said, righto, yep, sweet, alright, I'll chuck one out now. I went over to the window and I threw out this little fucking plastic, bodgiest little plastic toy gun thing. I don't even know where the fuck it came from, though. I just found it in the apartment somewhere. Threw it out, right? I'm like, alright, play it, quick, play it. He's like, hang on, and I see him all running up, grab it. You know, they got their shields on, they're hiding behind it. They run up here. I said, play the recording, but he's like, hang on, they're just getting in, hang on a second. He comes back, goes, that's a plastic gun. I said, yeah, well, fuck you fucking... I didn't even have a gun in there at the time. The gun that I had actually had gotten found. I'll tell that story in another video, but yeah, he's like, that's a fucking plastic. I said, yeah, well, fuck you. You told me you were gonna play it. That's all you fucking get. You're gonna play games, right? So what I ended up doing, I think that was at sometime in the afternoon, because at some time the first night they had shut all the power off. I had no TV, nothing like that, so I wasn't really sure what was going on out there. I found like 20 temazepams in Stuart's room, and I remember just fucking smashing them. Like, whether I thought that would kill me, I didn't really know or care, I guess. I remember taking them. That's what made me forget a few things, you know, and make things a little bit hazy, but I remember eating like melting ice cream and shit like that. Yeah, so I remember climbing up into the roof and seeing if I could get across like to the next building and try and fucking sneak out. It was so funny. Like, sometimes I'd walk over to the back, like I'd be on the phone, I'd quickly drop the phone and run to the window and quickly check like they were trying to fucking sneak in the window, or like I'd go to the window and I'd pull the screen across and I'd make sure that I couldn't see anyone, you know, and then I'd stick my leg out like I was going to try and pretend to climb out. Just, bruh, it was fucking, I don't know, man, it's a weird situation to be in. You don't know what it's like until you're in it. But anyway, I went up into the roof, and then I left all the stuff set up so it looked like I was still up in the roof, right? Now, in Michael's room, in the second bedroom, there was this cupboard on the wall that it actually looked like it was built into the corner of the wall, and it was like nailed to the wall sort of thing. That's just what it looked like. And so I've left all the shit there, like I'm up in the roof, and I've gone and hidden behind this cupboard, right? Now, I'm not sure how long it took them, but I remember him calling on the phone, or wasn't answering. I remember I'm on the speaker, fucking carrying on, yelling out. And then eventually they're like, oh, we gotta come in, we're worried, carrying on. So they've come in, right, very cautiously, obviously. I mean, this part's a little bit blurry, but I remember the dogs coming in, I remember D's coming in, walking around, and they couldn't find me, right? I was behind this fucking cupboard standing up. The dogs couldn't smell me, they couldn't fucking find me, and I couldn't fucking believe it. I was tripping the fuck out. I'm thinking, I might fucking get out of here, right? Anyway, next thing, they've all left. Then I remember this robot, right? They've got this fucking robot in, and they're, the robot, I can hear it driving around the house, whatever. Next thing you know, it's come up to the cupboard that I'm at, and I can see like these scanning things going like along the wall, because like so I'm standing here and there's a little gap, you know, between the cupboard, and I can just see on the wall these scanning fucking things going across. So obviously they could see me. They were probably heat scanning or whatever the fuck, so they could see straight through it. They could see I'm standing behind it, but I'm still thinking, oh fuck, they don't know where I am. So I'm fucking sitting there trying not to move, whatever, thinking, fuck, I might get out of here and like a dumb fuck. So I must have, this part's a little bit blurry too, but I must have like fallen asleep or something, because the next thing I remember is waking up, and I remember waking up and like I banged my knee on the cupboard. I think that's what woke me up, because I was standing up obviously, and it was all pitch black, and I remember looking like around the side of the cupboard, and to me this is the best memory I have. It looked like there was two of these guys, like one behind each curtain, you know, with all their gear on and their fucking machine guns, just crouched behind the curtains. Now, you know, whether that was true or not, I'm not sure, but so I've tried to, you know, I've got a cigarette lighter in my hand for some reason. I don't know why I had that, but I remember feeling that in my hand, and I've put the cigarette lighter around. Hang on a second, I'll show you. So I've put the cigarette lighter. Hang on a second. Jesus. Yeah, so I've put the cigarette lighter around the corner of the cupboard, sort of like this, like, so I'm thinking in my head, like, oh, they'll think it's a gun and they'll fucking shoot me. Like, you know, obviously in my head I know this is coming close to the end or whatever, and even though I'm thinking, oh, they don't know where I am, I'm still thinking, alright, I'll put this around the corner and they'll fucking shoot me, right? Anyway, so I've fucking put that around the corner like that. For whatever reason, I think I was going to like flick it like that. Anyway, all of a sudden I hear poof, this big fucking loud bang, and then I hear clear, and then I just say poof. All I see in front of me is these fucking lights in my eyes, shotguns in my face, machine guns in my face. They pick me up, they fucking smash me on the ground, like they literally just fucking picked me up and dumped me on the ground. Bam, they had these like taser things, and they fucking electrocuted me. I pissed myself, everything, bro. They just like fucking they've zip tied me, bro, and then just pretty much fucking picked me up, like searched me, whatever, and then just picked me up and fucking carried me pretty much downstairs. There's a photo on the internet of me like downstairs with a smoke in my mouth. I was surprised they let me have a smoke after all that, but I got downstairs and the ambulance is checking me, whatever, and yeah, they gave me a cigarette before they threw me in the paddy wagon. And I looked around, I seen all the cameras there and shit, and I found out later that that lady was actually at the fucking there as well, so she could have just fucking turned up, and they could have let her talk to me, and it probably would have ended sooner. But anyway, so yeah, fucking that's what happened. That's what happened after I fucking escaped until I got arrested. don't do it. Laters.